Preparation for your personal narrative. Hello, and thank you for tuning into my video series, Indicted and Facing Prison, Now What? My name is Mark Blatstein. In 2006, I too was indicted and convicted of a felony, losing my medical license to practice in a career that I loved, really. To call this a life-altering event for me and for all of you is at best an understatement. With work, though, and after release, I was able to get my license reinstated in full back in 2010. So my takeaway or the lesson is prison is going to be temporary. You don't realize it, but it is going to be temporary. And so one of the big umbrella things you need to do is begin to think about creating a routine for yourself once you get inside. My goal in this series is to provide you with the information you'll need to survive and navigate these times, because knowledge and preparation together will help you build back the confidence you'll need to work through this process. Since you've heard that the Department of Justice and FBI have been asking questions, chances are the case against you is mostly complete and their conviction rate approaches 98%. Delaying to take the next step or act now is at your peril. By that I mean you need to find a criminal defense attorney that practices federal criminal defense in federal court, because federal courts and state courts are run much differently. And hiring a legal team just doesn't mean that they have experience. They also need to show you or prove they have a proven track record of successfully defending cases like yours. Last, it needs to be a good fit for you, because if it's not, then you're not comfortable with them, it's just not a good recipe for a favorable outcome. And the choices that you make today are going to impact you tomorrow. So make the right choices. Should you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call and consider engaging my services at 240-888-7778. This is your life and your future. I've been through it. I'm hoping that I can help you through yours. Providing openings for you to feel comfortable enough to ask questions so that you can learn what goes into a narrative, what prison is like, and what happens day one, and what you can bring with you. This is part of an overall conversation that you should have with your attorney, so that they give you this knowledge and preparation that will begin to build back your confidence so that you can begin to take control. At sentencing is your chance to have your first conversation with your judge. To date, your judge knows that your attorney comes in to say nice things about you, and their sentencing memorandum is going to do that. They know that Department of Justice, they want a conviction. They know that the prosecutor thinks that you're responsible for all the sins in the world, and therefore they want to put you in prison. So the only person left that they do not know is you. And so they want to know why and what happened that caused you to break law. Do you have remorse for the victims you've harmed, even if the charge says there's no victims? And are you willing to accept responsibility for your actions? Now, these are tough questions, and they don't get answered in a 10-minute video, but it takes months of writing your personal narrative, because right now, this is what happens. Putting your story into words, followed by conversation with your judge, can impact your sentence either below the guidelines or above the guidelines. And so if you do nothing, then all the judge is going to read is the pre-sentence report. And all the probation officer is going to read when writing the pre-sentence report is your autobiography the Department of Justice so kindly put out on the World Wide Web. It's called your indictment. And so if you're not comfortable with the four corners of your indictment, and you're willing to let the indictment and the pre-sentence report speak for you, then you could be in for a world of hurt. But if you're willing to take the time and personally write your own personal narrative, which explains, answers the judge's question, they know that crimes don't happen in a vacuum. They want to know why and what happened. And if you're able to take them through your life story from a childhood till up until the criminal conviction, then that could allow the judge, and they do, sentence below the guidelines, but they can also sentence, if they think you're lying, to above the guidelines. And so my question to you is, which person would you rather be? The one that goes in with just the indictment speaking for them, or someone who has taken the time to really be introspective with himself, have a heart-to-heart conversations with themselves, and write a personal narrative that, where they accept responsibility, have remorse, but really they give the judge, they humanize themselves in front of the judge. And that's the purpose of the personal narrative. To engage my service or have your concerns answered, please give me a call today at 240-888-7778. This is my personal cell phone, and I answer and return all calls. You can also get for free all this additional information on my website at pprsus.com. P as in Paul, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, S as in Sam, US.com, otherwise known as Physician Pre-Sentence Report Service. I appreciate you taking the time to listen in today, and I hope it's helped. Have a good day.